A possible explanation or answer to a scientific question hypothesis. A hypothesis is an educated guess that scientists test through experiments and observations.
Imagine trying to figure out why your favorite plant is wilting despite regular watering. This situation mirrors how scientists approach forming a hypothesis, which is essentially a possible explanation or answer to a scientific question. Just as you might consider various reasons for the wilting, like too much sun, a pest infestation, or poor soil quality, a scientist proposes a hypothesis to explain an observed phenomenon, testing each possibility to find the right solution.
A rule that always works under the same conditions. Law. In science, a law is a statement that describes a consistent and universal principle of nature.
Imagine you always put your phone on a specific shelf when you return home so you never lose it. This habit is similar to a scientific law because just as you can predict your phone's location based on your routine, a scientific law predicts outcomes under set conditions. In both cases, the consistent behavior of always placing your phone on the shelf parallels the reliable outcome of a scientific law when the same conditions are met.
Includes gathering info, testing a hypothesis, analyzing data, and drawing conclusions. Scientific method. It's a way scientists use step-by-step procedures to discover and understand how things work.
Imagine trying to figure out why your coffee machine isn't working in the morning. This process is much like the scientific method. You start by gathering information, such as checking if it's plugged in or if there's water in it. Then you form a hypothesis, like maybe the filter is clogged. Test it by cleaning the filter. Analyze the result by seeing if it works afterward, and draw a conclusion based on whether your coffee finally brews. Just as you systematically troubleshoot your coffee machine by observing, hypothesizing, experimenting, and concluding, scientists use a similar structured approach to investigate and solve scientific problems.
Explanation of observations supported by evidence. Theory. In science, a theory is a well-substantiated explanation of some aspect of the natural world based on a body of evidence.
Imagine trying to figure out why your car won't start one morning. You might observe that the engine doesn't turn over when you turn the key. Notice that the headlights are dim, and remember that you left the interior lights on all night. In this scenario, you're gathering evidence: dim headlights, a non-responsive engine, and the forgotten interior lights to support your explanation that the car battery is likely dead, much like how scientists construct theories based on observations and evidence. Just as you conclude the dead battery is the reason your car won't start, scientific theories explain observations by piecing together evidence to form a coherent explanation of natural phenomena.
The factor that can change in an experiment. Variable. In science, a variable is something that can be changed or controlled in an experiment to test its effects on the outcome.
Imagine you're adjusting the thermostat in your home to find the perfect temperature for everyone. In science, the variable that can change in an experiment is similar to the thermostat setting that you adjust to see how it affects the comfort level. Just as the thermostat setting is a factor you can change to see how it impacts the room's temperature, a variable in an experiment is an element that you alter to observe its effects on the outcome.
Uses light and lenses to enlarge an image. Light microscope. A light microscope is a tool that helps us see tiny objects like cells by shining light through them and using lenses to make them look bigger.
Imagine trying to read the tiny print on a medicine bottle without your reading glasses. Just like how reading glasses use lenses to focus and enlarge the text so you can see it clearly, a light microscope uses lenses to enlarge small objects, making them visible to the naked eye. In both cases, lenses are used to bend light in such a way that small details become larger and more discernible, allowing us to see what we otherwise couldn't.
The study of living things. Life science. Life science is the branch of science that focuses on the study of living organisms and their vital processes.
Imagine trying to assemble a jigsaw puzzle without knowing what the final image looks like. Studying living things in life science is similar because scientists often explore complex organisms and ecosystems without having a complete picture at first. Just as each puzzle piece represents a part of the bigger image, each discovery in life science reveals a part of the intricate web of life, helping us understand how organisms interact, evolve, and sustain their environments.
An experiment in which only one variable is changed. Controlled experiment. A controlled experiment is a scientific test where only one factor is altered while all others are kept constant to see its specific effects.
Imagine trying to figure out which ingredient in your favorite cookie recipe makes it taste just right. This situation is similar to a controlled experiment because you only change one ingredient at a time to see how it affects the cookie's taste, just like changing one variable in an experiment. In both scenarios, whether baking cookies or conducting a scientific experiment, you isolate one factor, the ingredient or variable, to determine its direct impact while keeping everything else constant, like the other ingredients or conditions.
An instrument that uses lenses to magnify small objects. A microscope is a tool that helps us see tiny details of things invisible to the naked eye.
Imagine trying to read the fine print on a contract without your reading glasses. Just like squinting and holding the paper closer to see the tiny details, a microscope uses lenses to bring small objects into a larger view. In both cases, the use of lenses, glasses, or microscope helps magnify and clarify details that are otherwise too small to see clearly, allowing us to understand or examine the finer points more effectively.